everyone, you're watching Jean FX. In this video I'll make technical analysis for the coming week. We'll have a look at main pairs, important levels, possible entry points, and if you are only interested in Bitcoin, you can scroll the video up until the end. Okay guys, so I'm not going to spend time on telling you what trades I took. I had actually few this week, but I made a video separately and it will be on Sunday where you can actually see which trades I took and how I worked the week. And the profit, of course, at the end. Just bear in mind I'm trading with quite small lot sizes, and it's a part-time as usual. This week I thinking possibly maybe try to send a bit more signals into the Telegram channel, which is absolutely free. You can join it. It's Jana FX. You can find all the links as usual in the description of this video. I've got a little program which I will try to test this week, so we will see how it would work, because with this one it's going to be much easier for me to send you screenshots, because like if you will watch the video on Sunday you'll see how many trades I took, and it's like quite hard, you know, to take the screenshots and then send it to Telegram. So hopefully this another program would help me, and it would be easier to share it with you guys, so you can then see where I place my orders again during the week, okay? Because yes, I'm making the analysis. As you can see, it's very helpful for to see the main picture during the week. And usually, if I have entry points, they are for the first part of the week, right? Like usually it's Monday, Tuesday, and then like next, you are not sure what to do, where I would look for entry points. And for me, it's very hard also, you know, to make the videos every single day. Because it's getting like really late. Usually I look for entry points at night for me, and it's just exhausting. So this week I am not planning to go anywhere much, so maybe I will continue a bit of more trading, and so that's why I will try to share with you guys my possible entry points. So you are welcome, and also the signals I'm doing, like the screenshots, I'm placing the orders with the EA. Guys, I'm using the EA a lot, and because there are so many different pairs, it's actually not only the main pairs I'm trading. You will see in the video what the other pairs, and so that's why I'm placing the orders, and then the EA takes over it, and I only from time to time to check out what is going on. And like I'm saying, sometimes I move the stops a little bit myself, but main work is done by the EA. Okay, so that's just a little bit more of updates for the coming week. So, and we are starting with Euro Dollar, guys. So let's see the main picture. So this is a 4-hour chart, a bigger time frame. And look, the Euro from the last week, I was expecting possible correction, right? And because we had news, and Euro started to go up like this on Friday, remember? So yeah, it did have a little bit of move up, but then you see it gave us this pin, and then turned around, not pin but wick, and then dropped more, right? Because I was telling you also that I see a little bit stronger dollar at this moment compared to the other pairs, and we also have this coronavirus again, right? This new Delta, and it's affecting a lot of UK, but you know, it's spreading by the look of it all over world again, to be honest, like Europe also, but like America is still kind of sounds a little bit better at this moment. So, but anyway, look, it's dropped, and then it started to go back up again, right? So it stopped exactly at the same area, at the same level where I've drawn for you guys to see 118.75, and so possibly this week I'm expecting it might finish the move and a bit of that correction inside this downtrend channel, right? So it's quite possibly can finally break that level. So on a bigger time frame, if we'll see like on a daily chart, remember guys, we have a little bit of a triangle. Yeah, so I will not be surprised that the Euro might just sit in that triangle for a future, right? Moving in that kind of area of the triangle. So we see this week, it's kind of like touched pretty much that support level, and just slightly higher. But it does look like that, you see it's pushed up, but at the same time we do have this little downtrend channel, right? So that's why Euro might, you know, go up a bit, and then still go down and then continue actually the way down. So like depends how strong or something news or anything else will come out on the internet. So you see, that's why at this moment it's mixture here, right? At one point it's one point is saying yes, it wants to go up, and on the other side it also shows it wants to go down. And also you see it's also looking like a double bottom. So that's just a bigger picture to you, but of course I'm looking for the entry points in the smaller time frames. Usually it's 1 hour chart, but of course we need to know the main situation. So you see right now we're right here, and my expectation that unfortunately didn't break that level this week, but with the opening market I would expect possibly it might continue the way up, right? So it might, and you see it's very little area, only like about 20 something pips to go to 119, right? And it can stay here, maybe slightly higher, or just be stopped by this level again. That's why, for example, here I'm not going to look into any possible entries. I want to wait. And at the same time, the another expectation, so let's say if it will go up, that's where would be my next area, and I will be looking for possible entry points right here to see if it will create me whatever, consolidation, any pattern or something. Or maybe it will just go into correction here, and then we will see what to do next. So at the same time, I'm waiting for quite possible of this movement correction, right? So if it will go for a little bit of correction down, which can be stopped anywhere, maybe around this level, maybe in here somewhere, and so that's where I will be looking. If it will go, for example, down here, you see I have a little bit different approach of the placing orders right now. I still have exactly the same strategy, but sometimes now I'm not looking into exact like consolidation. So let's say if it will go a little bit of the correction, and like again maybe you'll give a little pin in here and come back, so maybe I will be looking to place orders from here, for example, buy pending order with my usual like 20 pips, and expecting, okay, now it's finally going to break the level, and actually going further, get to that top, and you see a little bit more. So that would give me at least about 40 something pips of movement, or maybe like you see 30, which is my usual. I would take about 10 pips profit, right? So that could be enough for me. And at the same time, you see, like again, depends how it's going to go. If it will be bullish flag mode, then yes, I would be looking for placing a buy order pending. If it's just going to go and like sit and wherever gives like maybe flat channel, or like you see giving like this is a little shoulder, could be head, another little shoulder, and then so that of course I will see to also place sell order and expecting it, yeah, going through that and go even further somewhere, maybe possibly next bottom again, right? And so it's another like 30 something plus pips, which also would be enough for go for just a small profit. Okay, so that's how I look at different possibilities and what to do at one scenario or another scenario. So you see, right now I just want to wait for it, and then I will be placing the orders. So at this moment we're just going to wait. But like I'm saying, in my next video, guys, on Sunday, you can see where I was placing the orders and how the trades worked out yourself. So pound dollar, the same kind of situation, except it's in a week it went up more to 139 right after the market opened, so it's continued a little bit more up, and then it didn't break 139. You see it's dropped back to again 137.55, so pretty much the same levels it's using, but it gave me another channel. You see I draw using these two bottoms and one top, and so it's like going up at the same time, but at the same time it's inside still a downtrend channel. You see, and it stopped again at the kind of crucial area between possible trade try to break out or turning around. So you see here is the same thing. After such a move, of course I would be expecting a bit of correction, right? So if that correction can turn into a possible pattern, which will give a little bit of clues where it might go next, right? So because like I'm saying, from here it might like you see go down, except it goes a little bit showing more towards going down, because even if it's an uptrend channel, like change the direction, right? So you still should go for that, let's say that correction, and if it stays inside this channel, give us another bottom and then turn around. And at the same time, this downtrend channel, right, is also, it reached the level of this channel, and it also shows that it should go down. So kind of pretty much a little bit more towards going down, but who knows, right? On daily chart, it had a very strong jump. It's covered this week, you see, it's filled it in, and but it was very quite strong candle, like really big one. So that's why I wouldn't be excluding that it will be another second candle, also a strong another move up, and like I'm saying, it might go to this level or maybe even higher to 139, like 50 or something, and then started to turn around. So it's complicated, you see, as usual, complicated, and it's also like very strong this level, right, where it's like quite strong support level been here, which also is broke. Now it's trying to like pull back, and if it's like not breaking, then maybe it will continue the way down again. So, but we also have, like you see in the UK right now, I still see pound a bit more weak because of the situation with the COVID, and I think we still need to listen and see what is going on if they're going to open England or not, like, right, 19th of July it's supposed to be, but probably some news are going to come in. If it's more again towards the reopening, then pound will probably pick up based on those news and go a bit higher. If it's going to be negative, of course, then expectation more of the going lower. So that's why, okay, possible entry points. Like I'm saying, let's see, will it sit in here, give me something, consolidate, very, very messy area, to be honest, or better to see if it will go for a bit of a correction and then stop maybe at this level, and then we will see, right, what it was going to give us, because from here, from that level, for example, it's enough again to go back. It's like 30 plus pips and even 50 go back to 39, but I would be expecting it possibly trying to break out, and at the same time it would want to continue the way down. It's also very nice area, distance to go to this, like this trend level. So you see, that's why I don't want to place anything here, because it might be just you know, like a little bit of battlefields. So that's why I need a little bit more clear picture. Let's wait for it to make a next move. Okay, Australian dollar, let's do for our chart. So Australian dollar had some news, which I was also trading, and see, that's from here, moved up, is kind of a bit of expectation. And you see, I had a channel here previously, and where you could expect the possible move of this movement. You see, it's kind of like treating this kind of channel at this moment. It tried to break out a bit. I mean, it still looks like a downtrend, right? There is no other, you see, for looking at possible correction, going higher or something, there is no other top and bottom to draw the levels to make it as a change in the direction. At this moment it's going down, it looks like a bit of a correction. So at the same time also, guys, it's the same situation pretty much everywhere, except euro and pound we saw they have it's a little bit change in direction points. This Australian is not, but on the daily chart, yes, we can see a big downtrend channel, and we're right at the bottom, and so of course we would be expecting it might go for a correction, right? Like in this channel it still would be downtrend, but in a correction. And from here I expect it might not go all the way up, it might go up, be stopped by this level or go higher, then maybe from here go a little bit more down and then try to go back up again. So that's kind of like bearish looking channel at this moment. But we do have this bottom, and so it's like could be a swing, right, turning around, and we also have this pin which could be filled in. So that's why, yes, I would be expecting a possible, you know, a possibility of going for correction. So that's how I will be walking around this area, of course, but how I will be looking for my possible entry points. So pretty much it stopped here, but right now it's like pretty much nothing. So from here you see it might continue the way up, which is not bad, 30 plus something pips, and at the same time it might go for a bit of a correction of this movement, which is quite small. It's only 20 something pips. So that's why, for example, I'm not going to place orders. I'll wait. If it will consolidate a little bit here, then we will see. Maybe also it will give us a pin up, or maybe pin down, and then it's give a little bit more of like, okay, it wants to go up or wants to go down. At the same time, I think would be a good one if it will just go down a little bit. I mean, I don't know, maybe not this level exactly, it might be higher, lower. It's just like I'm saying, you can use Fibonacci levels, right? So we have all this Fibonacci, and that's why it can be stopped by any of those Fibonacci levels. But again, how exactly it will move. For example, if it will go and give us like a little bit of the bullish flag, right? So then it would be more than if it will stop and to place the buy pending orders and expecting breaking out this top and go to the next stop, right? Which could be stopped by this or trying to break out, but then we will see. But at this moment, so that's how I would rather to see it. So, and of course, if it will jump up straight away at the opening of the market to, for example, this level, and then started to slow down. And of course I will be looking, this would be a good level, because from here I would be expecting a possible correction, which could be nice in another 30 pips. And of course at the same time it might continue the way up, which is really also nice and good distance, right? So that's how I'm going to look at Australian dollar, because at this moment I'm not going to go into any trade, so I'm going to wait for that moment. So look, dollar Canadian is expected, had a triangle, you see that's created this double bottom with a little pin. So, and it's broke the next top. You see guys, with the triangles, remember we have two tops, when we have two bottoms, then it's always, not always, but usually you expect the third top or third bottom to break out. So you see, that's why the third was broken, except of course it could have created another top, and then I would be looking to breaking the bottom, right? But so no, it's broke the third top, which was more a bit expected because the dollar a bit stronger. And you see it touched the top, which was also, I draw it using these two bottoms and that top. So, and just a parallel to see, because it's a triangle, usually if you're expecting it's in a trend, and then suddenly the next top is not above the previous, then that's where you are getting a pattern, right, an uncertainty. And but eventually it went up. So at this moment it does look like a bit of the uptrend, well, at the same time, so it goes like a possible correction, and you have no entry point again here, guys, so like I don't have, okay? So it's not, it's just stopped nowhere pretty much. And so I'm waiting for that moment again, either go down a little bit more, and then maybe from here it will be trying, you see, to go up again because of this channel, right? At the same time, of course it can continue breaking down, just depends, like I'm saying, how reaction will be. At the same time, so I'm expecting the possible, if it's not going, it might just stop or turn around straight away, we open the market, like I don't know, maybe Monday or something, and go a little bit higher, you know, for correction of this movement, okay? So it might correction of that, you see, maybe decided it's had enough and started to go for a bit of a correction. And so then somewhere in the middle, of course, I will be looking for the next possible entry point, right? So we need to see where it's going to go, because at this moment it's, you can't do anything here, you can't buy or sell instantly. So we just need for something to give me something. So now dollar yen, and dollar yen, well, that's what I was telling you once again, also the uptrend channel and correction, right? And here didn't finish it, it stopped in the middle, right in the middle, tried to break out, and then came back, and so actually continued here, had a little bit of slowing down, and finished the correction inside this channel. Well, except actually it's even broke it, okay? So it's broke out, and now it had a bit of a pullback. And so you see, guys, on a bigger time frame, it does kind of still look like a big double top, and quite possibly more looking like this. Technically, I would expect more continue the way down, but because dollar is slightly strong, I don't know, like I'm saying, this week it might have a bit of weakness because the strong news are all gone, but there will be still news this week. So of course anything can happen. It's also, it's summertime, and reaction could be, but you see, it does look like a double top, and I wouldn't be surprised if it will actually continue the way down. But on a smaller time frame, again, like I'm looking for, not looking for long-term trades as usual. So you see, is we are underneath this level, and I would presume, okay, if it will have a bit of a correction like down, I don't know, this one maybe a little bit lower, then I will be looking at possible entry points, because depends where it is going to be enough, you see, to go back up, break the top and try to get in. That's going to be good distance. Or for example, it might decide to continue the way down, get to the next bottom, or even try to break it, which is also going to be enough to place the orders and get the profit. So that's why from here, again, I don't want to place anything because it might jump back in, or to have that little correction. So we will see. If it will go back in here, then of course I would be seeing, okay, because right, it's an uptrend channel, so from here it might go up again. But here we go, guys. So I would look at this as a possible entry point. Again, depends how it will consolidate, maybe like weeks or little pattern a little bit more. But from here you see, for example, it might go up to maybe this level or a little bit lower and started to sit. Then possibly if it will not break it, right, then it will turn around and try to continue the way down. So you see, guys, I can't at this moment there is no way to place me at that starting of the downtrend, because we have a bottom, we have a top, so we need another top, you see, to do it, that we are changing the direction. You see, that's how you do, well, how I do the trend lines. You see, where's the trend? The trend is not changed. I can't place it because we still have pretty much the bigger bottoms and tops. They are all high. Okay, that bottom was broke by this, and now we have it, but we need another top. So if the top will be created somewhere, you know, like, I don't know, higher, lower, then I can say, yeah, okay, I have this a little bit of the downtrend. You see, that's what I'm saying. It might go up, it might go something like this, and then started to go down again. So that would be our downtrend channel, downtrend. At this moment, yes, you can say, look, on the smaller time frame, we do kind of have a little bit of, right, we do have this bottom was broken, we have this one, we have this top, so it kind of looks like something like this. Yes, it also could be, it might go something given like that and then continue in a little bit more narrower channel, but at this moment, like you see something like this, it can be. But I don't really like this as a bottom, to be honest, so that's why I can't connect this as much. It's kind of like a bottom, but not as strong, so that's why I do really need, we still need that another top. I mean, you see here also, like how we can try to connect. You see, it's also not very easy to do so. Like, okay, let's say, what if it will go something like this? And, you know, like, it's like, that's what I'm saying, because that's how we are trying to predict what can happen. So from here, would it, like, you know, going further down? It can be, right? It can possibly be, but at this moment it's not looking as nice. That's why I don't really like it. I do have nice top, I do have nice bottom, so I want to have that another top. So and that's for that. It's like you see, it's a bigger time frame to see if we're actually having quite a bit of a changing trend, changing the direction. So that's why at this moment I wouldn't look at it as exactly, because you see it can come back and still resume, right? So it could have been false breakout, we are back and resuming our uptrend move. So that's why we will see. Technically, I don't really like much this picture, so I'll be looking at this area first. Pound yen, see, pound yen did quite well with the expectations, right? That the level we had, you see, it started, it jumped to that level, and then it came back, broke this area, and had a nice move down. So could connect. Now you see we have all those tops, we have bottoms, so this has a really nice little downtrend channel. And inside the uptrend, of course, the bigger, we still have an uptrend, and this could be correction, but like I was telling you, it still looks like a bit of the shoulder, this could be head. So yeah, I see at this moment the main picture that possibly it will continue the way down, and with the news around pound, unless of course unexpected happens, right? So technically that's my picture, my main picture. So now let's see where I would be looking for placing the trades. I had some trades also with pound yen, and so that's again stopped. It had a big jump, so of course when it went down, I was waiting for some correction to stop somewhere, but you see it's broke through, and of course I will not be excluding that it might continue and finish like right inside this new trend, downtrend, to finish that correction. So from here maybe I would expect a little bit of correction going down, and so that's why, but I have this level, but it's plus minus, because obviously we have this bottom. It does look like it was doing this a little bit more that way, but don't exclude that it might, you know, might go down here like this. So that's why I want to see if it will give us a little bit, maybe a bullish flag, and then it continue in there, or who knows where else, maybe just horizontal, and then it could, you know, like drop down. So we will see. Like it might sit like this, and that could be that area. So maybe I'll be looking at placing buy paying orders and expect it to go you see, back into this area, and at the same time sell. So like if it will be like a wedge, you know, like a little wedge, a little triangle on here, and then it might continue the way down again, but it might be just in the middle of this channel, or this move. It might be also correction of that move, you see, a little bit more like breaking out from here, correction of that move, giving us another bottom, and trying to resume it, right? So and then we can connect this bottom with the next bottom. So that's how I would, that's my plan of working with pound yen. And of course, if it will try to break out, then we will see if it will have a sharp move. Of course, after sharp move, I'll be waiting for it for correction, maybe in this area, and then I'll be looking again how it's going to stop, what it's going to create, and placing orders again. Let's see which way, maybe both directions, who knows, right? So because it can be, we've opened the market, could be sharp movement, continuation of this movement. But of course, we always wait for afterwards, you know, after big moves, you wait for correction or creation of the pattern, right? Consolidation, because the market needs to have a bit of a brief to stop and have a rest. So euro pound, it didn't do anything, just as expected. You see, it's moved down just I thought it would, but stopped by the previous bottom, which I also told you, I warned you, it could have been stopped by the level, by the previous bottom. You see, didn't reach the level down here, tried to back up, down again didn't broke, and tried to jump because of this uncertainty with euro and with the pound itself. You see, it's kind of like pretty much flat with still a little bit bearish tendency at this moment, as it didn't break this top. At this moment, yes, it went down back to here, like I'm saying, with the opening market, it might finally continue the way down, get to the next level, like, you know, break a little bit of these bottoms, or maybe it will turn around again and go back up and sit in here. So that's why I'm saying at this moment I don't want to place any orders. Maybe a little bit closer to this possible information about opening England or not, like those restrictions they're talking about. So maybe some other news will be, but at this moment I just don't want to touch it. Like, okay, maybe if it will go down a little bit more in here, maybe I will have a look, because it could be like, you know, like if it will try to go back up again. It's I mean, it's not huge moves, and you see, it's not consolidating. When you see, it's still like 70 pips just from like jump. You see, it's like jumped up, but and you see from here it's also jumped down. You see, I usually don't like this kind of movements, and I like to wait for something a little bit, but we will see. See from here, now the bottom, if it will be trying to break it, you see, it's like very close. It's not even 30 pips, so like I don't want to go for it. If it will go for correction again, it might be stopped by this level, might go a little bit further, than quite possibly could be a not bad, you know, go just for small. But there are other pairs which give a little bit better opportunities, so that's why I don't want to get into this one, because it's kind of a little bit flat at this moment. So we will see. Maybe when if it will come out from it, maybe I would look at something around this area, or if it will try to go back up there, maybe we will see like at one or another what to do next. Okay, and of course what is happening with the news. Gold. Well, guys, look at this gold picture, just as a one expectation. Yeah, double bottom, I'm telling you, it could be false. And here I was telling you I wouldn't be surprised to see pin, actually a few pins. Right now it's 2 pins, and here, because there's uncertainty, they don't know what to do with gold, and like I'm more like towards that they're trying to fool with making people to believe that, yeah, gold is going up, and eventually they will like try to drop it more. So but like I'm saying, the only one situation with the COVID is a bit of worrying. So that's why if this fears more, then nobody would care, it will just jump. But technically looking, guys, at this moment, so yeah, it's downtrend. There is no bottom, right? There is no bottom to create an uptrend channel. But it's good, like you see here, it was also, I was waiting for that another bottom, but you see it was higher, and then finally it jumped. Except here I was still thinking it could go up because it was a downtrend channel, right? And we were stopping here. Now it's also downtrend, but we're at the top level of this downtrend channel, so that's why it quite easy can continue the way down, like a little bit more still towards that it should continue the way down. Except, yes, this bottom is higher than this one at the same time, right? So that's why, yes, it could be if we connect, it could be these two bottoms and that top, and that could be our change in direction movement. But at this moment I don't want to do it because it's here we have all those pins, and it does look like it's trying to reject of movement up, and they're trying to get us I think foolish imagination that it will continue. Because look at this, guys, it's created a little bit channel also, right? So we have these two tops which were pins, and it's tried to cover this pin, and then there's another pin on the bigger time frame, and it's also trying to fill it in. So imagine how many people just bought here, right? So if they bought, there's lots of stops in here, right? So lots of stops, not much in here, right? Because I don't think many people are trying to sell, well, except they do sell, because some people think that it might, but still here less than in here. I believe this is much more in here, because you see on this time frame with the double bottom, it's broke, so everybody's saying, okay, it's broke, now it's a pullback, and after pullback it should like definitely jump up. So that's why I think because of it is a lot, and if there is nothing else, they probably will be still trying to push it down, I think. And if they'll push it down and it will break that area, it could be a really nice move. And then of course depends how strong it is and actually what is actually really going on. You can turn around at any point and then started to go back up again. So that's how I can see all of these things can happen. I had some trades with gold, and but not at the end of the week. I decided just to stay away and see the next situation. Of course, I was looking at here, like go for short trades is alright. Like you buy here, you like close some positions, you have your trading somewhere safe, and you might expect to continue the way up. So I was waiting and hoping that if it will not break this level, so I thought, okay, I would be more like towards looking for sales, but of course still waiting for some bit of like a little bit of more consolidation, because yes, it was a nice consolidation here, and like I'm saying, it was more looking to going up because of this slight uptrend, and it's actually above 1,800, right? So everybody was waiting for it, and it's broke and trying to go above. But you see, it's at the end of the week, it still stopped below the previous top, and that's what kind of like a little bothers me. If it will sit, so you see, that's where we can have our little bit of the turning around point. So right, if it's not going to go further, then it might stuck in here and then actually break down. I mean, at the same time, of course, it might still to go back up. So that's why at this moment I just want to see a little bit longer. Quite possible also this could be going up. I think I would be more looking if it goes up and not breaking this level top, maybe slightly higher, lower, and turning around. I think I would be more towards that it will go down. If it will actually jump up above, then of course then I will see if it will jump above this top, maybe higher, and then it will be going down and not, you know, going further, like, I don't know, maybe inside this, then I would probably be more towards that it will continue more going up. So that's how I look at it. So at this moment, even though it's broke here, but still closed the week below the previous top. So, but it's gold, you see, it's all can be different, but at this moment I'm still kind of a little bit more bearish on gold. So, but no entry point at this moment, so we will see the progress of this movement. So I want to see a little bit more. Okay, oil, just like I was telling you guys, expectation of still going down, right? See, I was telling you, be careful here, could be also wicks, jumps. You see, it jumped up the previous top, then it's like had a really sharp down and broke even the previous, like another bottom. So that little bottom here, little bottom, and then jumped back up again. So, but again, closing the week, I mean, it's like nothing here, it's not a top or anything, might continue the way up, or maybe it will start to sit here. See, in a bigger time frame, if you'll see, it kind of looks a little bit like could be possible diamond pattern, which is reverse, and you see trying to break this level so many times, like right here was pins, and once again it tried to break out. So that's why technically looking, I kind of like a little bit more towards the going down, even though yes, it's on the edge of this level and you can easily try to jump up again. So, but a little bit of still correction I would expect. I mean, okay, had a bit of a correction, but you need a bit deeper one. I think it needs to. So well, anyway, so possible entry points could be if it will start to sit and consolidate around this area, guys. So maybe give a week if it will like jump a little week or anything. So that I would probably be more again towards that it will go down, looking for a bit more sales. So that's why, I mean, okay, there is no top also to connect to make it, you know, because it does look like a bit of, well, you see that is a diamond pattern. So if you will draw something like this, then you can expect a possibility, you see, like that. And at the same time, that's how it looks, you see, in here. And that's your diamond pattern, right? So from here it could be expectation is going up, then like something like that, and then here eventually a drop down further, right? So if it's a diamond pattern, if it's just you know, another one I'm calling fish, so the same, it might have some movements like this and breaking, and from here it will continue the way up. So that's why I'm going to remove it. I mean, you can see it obviously without the levels, but if it's it goes into a pattern, so you expect your possible movements in this area, right, for the whatever next week, quite possible. So that's what I'm saying. From here, for example, if it will sit and consolidate in this area, that could be a possible entry point. Expectation, it might go back up and have a bit of profit, like for example, or at the same time it might go down to wherever one another level, which is also seen in the middle between these two, and then from here you will see so it could be another entry point, this could be also another entry point, and then you see where it goes, and that could be another possible entry point. So right now I'm going to remove it, so that's how I see this without even drawing the levels, so you see. And like I'm saying, so if for example from here it goes like really sharp, like not inside that pattern, then you'll see where it's going to be the next top, if it breaks that top, right, next top, and then where is next bottom. So the next bottom again above this level, slightly lower but not too much, then expecting it possibly might continue the way up again. You see, guys, so that's how. If it still stays in here, then more like inside the pattern. If it will not break it and stay underneath and then go down more, going down again, okay, so then would be more like trying to get into a downtrend. So looking and see a possible a creation of the pattern for, like, let's say next week. It might be just not big moves, but inside this area and creating this little pattern. Okay, so that's my vision on the oil. And now, guys, vision of the Bitcoin. So just as I was telling you, watch out for this move. It went up, and I said to you, if it's not going to break further to this top and create top, it would be more bearish, right? So I would see more going down. So it did went down, didn't go too much, but slowly, you see, that's the possible entry point I was giving you. We didn't have this, I didn't have this level. So you see, that was the level, and that's where it sit. So that's where you could have your trade, okay? So it went down, not strong, but still in a down, is a bearish. So that's why you see, guys, when it's created this top, that's where you could draw your next level and see as a downtrend. So that would be a bottom, but I didn't want to draw it because we have still this level, which is a bigger one of this downtrend channel. So this moment is still looking bearish, right? So still looking bearish. And so what my would have been expectation, what I would have looked at, this way this would go, right? So my first possible expectation, it will sit in here, and so that would be next possible entry. But again, might not exactly like this corner, like it could be somewhere anywhere middle here or middle here. So I would wait for it to sit, and if it's not jumps up and down, placing your pending order again slightly above, slightly below, and in case there are some news coming out and it goes up, I'm catching up movement. If it's no news and continued, is expected a downtrend, it breaks this level and go down, breaks this bottom, or maybe stops even on that bottom. But like I'm saying, going for the smaller, because we are right now quite flat. So that's why I wouldn't look for a long-term trades, like you buy at the bottom and you just hold it and hope it's going to go high and high. This moment I don't see it, okay? I don't see it going a lot high. I don't see it go a lot low. It's a bit of uncertainty, and that's why it's flat, because Bitcoin reacts a lot on the unexpected news from anywhere. There are no unexpected news at this moment, but they can happen, and if you don't want to lose the moment. So that's why it's possible to place the orders both directions, right? And that's how I would do it. So that's the area. So that's the number one would have been for me. So I mean, of course, if you like only thinking, okay, it's only bearish at this moment, and you can wait if it just sits and consolidate, give a little pin or more pins, like little pins, not a huge pin. Again, if it gives a like huge pin with like a reasonable body, then it would be more, actually it will try to fill it in. So just like small little pins, then it would be more looking as a sell. Okay, so that's how it is. That's the first thing, that's the area. So well, then from here, if it goes, then see where it's going to stop, like again stopping here, start to consolidate, then it might go a little bit of correction again, and then you can see maybe it'll go back to this level, start to have something here, and then you can look for a next possible entry points again, like right, like for little consolidation. If for example, so that's my number one, so we're here and continue the way down. So the next possible, what can be, of course, it might actually try to go up. Well, you don't know what if it will decide. So what I would do, for example, then of course I wouldn't place like buy orders here, even painting with the distance, because we have so many levels in here to break out. So that's why I said to you, if you go here, that somewhere around here, from here I would start to place the orders. But if it's here, no. What can happen, for example, if it will start to jump and try to break everything, right, and get to this top finally, and stop in here, that could be next possible entry point. And you see here, if it's actually will go back, it could be that it's back inside this uptrend channel, okay? And from here, you can place, for example, pending order buy, and at the same time pending order sell, and expecting that it might go back up, okay? So inside here. Of course, for the beta, it would be if it will jump in here, right? And then have a bit of a correction of that movement, a bit of a correction, and then continue. So for example, use it instead this area, or maybe even if it jumps and go a little bit of correction and like even below this somewhere stopping, then to look at that possible area as a possible again continuation of the, I mean, I'm showing it a little bit too far, it's on a smaller time frame, of course it would be somewhere like this area, like that path. So you know, going up, have a bit of a correction, and then try to go back up again. So could possibly be like this. At the same time, again, it might have, if it will have a sharp move and started to just sit here, again, it might create these little pins. If it will have like those little pins, then it would be still more like trying to reject that level, and it probably would go back down again, you see. So that's, I will not exclude something like this as a possible. And of course, so that's that could be the second. If it will jump, then look for what's going to happen in this top, the next top, where it's going to be higher, lower, and how it creates that top, or if it has corrections, if the correction looks like a bullish flag, or if it's like a little triangle, something like this, or like a little wedge. So that's what that's if we will go up. So right now we're looking at this area, right? Okay, number one, this area. Number two, looking for the next top, if it will jump above, where it's going to go. I mean, it can be, of course, anywhere, any of these levels, like, and again, so it depends, right, what is going to create. So that's the second. And of course, the third could be just can straight to break down and then just go, and then just to see where it's going to be next stopping point. So that's how I would look at Bitcoin at this moment. For me, it's still bearish, and so that's why I'm saying that here would be the first possible opportunity to go into the trades to look for. So that's it for now, guys. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and like I'm saying, you can join the Telegram. I will try to send more my screenshots next week, so we will see how that new program would be helpful. And happy trading, everyone. I see you in my next video. Bye, everyone.